Welcome everyone to this CELPIP Speaking Part 3 Describing a Scene Analysis. Here I am in the CELPIP library in the Speaking Part 3 section. And before we get started on today's analysis, I do want to remind you that Speaking Part 3 focuses mostly on CLB 4 to 6. What does that mean? Well, it means that if you need to get CLB 4, 5, or 6, then you need to do very well in this part. Why? Because you can do well. This is a lower complexity question, and it's easier to answer, and the language you have to use is not so difficult, okay? So that's why it's important for lower levels. Now, for higher levels, it means that you can't really show that you are 7 or higher by answering part 3, okay? It's totally different than answering part 1, 6, or 7. That's because the complexity of this question is much lower, and you should answer this question very easily, okay? That's what it means for higher levels. So, of course, you have to do well in all parts for higher levels, but you can't really show that you have much knowledge just by answering part 3, okay? Now, also, I do want to remind you about this tips and strategies video for part 3. This video will give you some more details of some tips you can use for answering the question and some good strategies for providing a good response. Some of the tips and strategies that I will be using, actually. And so you can watch that video, and I will leave a link in the description box to that video. Okay? So then, let's get started with today's sample, Busy Park. And so everyone, I'm here in the front page. Let's remember that there's a CLB 5-6 sample and a CLB 7-9 sample. This sample will be CLB 5-6. Okay? Let's get started. Here we have our picture. Okay. Part 3, describing a scene. Preparation time 30 seconds. Speaking time 1 minute. Okay, here we are. Very busy park, yes. And let's remember, everyone, that for this, I will be following our speaking guide. All right. I'll be following the speaking part 3, describing a scene tips and strategies guide. If you want more information about that guide, you can watch the video. There's a link in the description box. Most important to remember are our question notes. Present continuous is very important. We use present continuous to describe what the people are doing. Yes, very important. And also we need to organize and we need to provide a complete answer. And for organizing, I will be following this guide template. Okay? Now let's get started. Okay, so we start by answering, where is the picture taking place? Where is it taking place? Okay. This picture is taking place at a park in the city. Right. It looks like a park in the city. I see a background here. And then we should also answer, what kind of people do we see? Generally, we can say there are many people doing different activities at the moment. That's good. Or we can be more direct. We can say there are many adults, children, and visitors at the park doing different activities at the moment. That's more direct for higher levels. But many people doing different activities is good. Okay. Right. There we go. So now we should get to the front of the picture. This would be the front over here. This will be the center, and that will be the back. Let's get to the front. Okay. In the front on the left, okay, so in the front on the left here first, we can see a young man painting. Okay, over here, you see, we can see a young man painting. In the middle, we're still talking about the front, in the middle, there's a man jogging. Very good. There is a man jogging. Present continuous is jogging. And on the right, some children are playing ball. Okay, very good. Very good. Now, a few things I want to say. First of all, I didn't talk about the grandmother, the grandpa, this person here, the children here. That's because we don't have to speak about it all. Okay? Let's remember we want to finish this picture. And the way to finish is to cover all the picture. We need to cover the front, the center, and the back. Okay? And if you spend, especially for 5, 6, for lower levels, if you spend too much time trying to describe everything, you won't complete it. So it's better just to pick some ideas and do that. Okay? The second thing that I want to point out here is that in this case, I said we can see a young man painting. That's one way to express we can see, or I can see also a young man painting. Okay, that's one way. The second way is there is, or there are. What is there? There is. There is a young man painting. There is a man jogging. There are some children. Okay, there is, there are. Mhm. And the last way we can say we don't have to say we can see or there is or there are. We don't have to say that. We can just say exactly what we see. On the left, a young man is painting. In the middle, a man is jogging. And on the right, some children are playing ball. You see? 3 ways to express ideas, okay? And if you can do them all, that's even better. So that's what I've done. I've used them all in my example. But very important, the last one I want to point out is continuous form. Painting, jogging, playing ball. Is jogging, are playing ball. Okay? Very good. So now let's get to some ideas in the center over here. Let's see what we have. In the center on the left, we can see some children are playing at a treehouse. So we can see some children playing at a treehouse. We can say some children are playing at a treehouse, or we can say short, some children, we can see some children playing. That's only when we use we can see. We can see some children playing at a treehouse, or we can see some children who are playing at a treehouse, or we can see some children are playing at a treehouse. All 3 are okay. Okay? Only when we use we can see. In the middle, there are some people having a picnic. In the middle, some people are having a picnic. Maybe we can even say here on the right, a man is swimming in the lake. It's not here, but I will put it on after. Okay? So again, we can see, and there are. Now, what about the back? What about the back? The back over here. Over here would be the back, the furthest away. In the back, on the left, two dogs are running around. Okay, two dogs. There's a man delivering the mail. Right over here, the man's delivering the mail. And on the left, we can see some people waiting for the bus. Over here. Very good. Now, I just want to add for the middle. Let me put here, and on the right, a man swimming in the lake. I just want to put that one in just to add it. And this should be on the right here, on the right. Okay, on the right. And here should be on the right. Okay, very good. So you see, we have three very good ideas. Again, everyone, this example for sure is 6 or more. Why do I say more? I'll tell you in a second. Firstly, it's a 6 quality answer because we organized very well. Organized 3 very good ideas in the front, in the center, in the back. It's 6 because we used really good sentence structure. We can see a young man painting. There is, there are. Okay. It's 6 because, well, we didn't make any grammar mistakes. Perfect. And it's 6 because we gave some really good ideas to describe almost all the picture. Okay. Now, the reason I say it could be 6 or more because it's not only about the quality of the answer, it's about the quality of your speaking. And if you speak very well, you will get a higher score. Clearly, continuously. I'm going to get to that in a second. Just one more thing. The level 5 does not say this much, okay? The level 5 can't say this much. And the level 5 will make many errors in grammar. With is, with are, with he, with she, with sentence structure. So that's the more mistakes you make, the lower your score, okay? And with pronunciation as well. But level 5, you don't need to give so many ideas. Maybe only in the front and the center. That would be good. Okay. And so again, about speaking. Okay. About speaking. We need to speak this answer in 1 minute. And if you speak this answer very well, then you will get a higher score. So everyone, please follow along while I speak this in 1 minute. Focus on my flow and intonation. Flow and intonation is so important. Flow, slowly, clearly, continuously. Intonation would be pronouncing things correctly and in different ways depending on the stress of the sentence, okay? So I'm going to read this in 1 minute and you can follow along, and everyone focus on my flow and intonation, okay? Here I go. Okay. This picture is taking place at a park in a city. There are many people doing different activities at the moment. In the front, on the left, we can see a young man painting. In the middle, there's a man jogging, and on the right, some children are playing ball. In the center, on the left, we can see some children are playing at a treehouse. In the middle, there are some people having a picnic, and on the right, a man's swimming in the lake. In the back on the left, two dogs are running around. In the middle, there's a mailman delivering the mail. And on the right, we can see some people waiting for the bus. Mhm. So you can see I spoke that slowly, clearly, and continuously in 1 minute. Now, everyone, I was using there a 6-7 fluency. Clearly, continuously. Okay? So the clearer you can speak, the higher your score. Okay? Now, level 5, we don't speak so clearly and we speak with many breaks and pauses, but that's okay. All right? If you're trying to get 5. For 6 or higher, we need more flow. So to practice, everyone, let's practice. Let's practice and let's make sure that we understand how the answer is connected. Okay, let's make sure how we spoke. We introduced in the front, in the center, in the back, how we connected ideas. We need to understand that to have really good flow and intonation. And then let's understand the sentence structure using we can see and the grammar, present continuous. We can see there is, there are, or just the people. Okay? That's very important to understand the language that we use. Then to practice after that, everyone, let's practice reading and speaking the answer in 1 minute. Yes, can you do it? Let's read and speak in 1 minute to make sure that we have the flow and intonation. The more you practice that, the more you will develop that. And then lastly, test yourself. Can you speak that answer in 1 minute without reading? The level 6, they can. These ideas are not very strong. Or for part 3, it's not very difficult to develop ideas, okay? The level 6 can do it. If you can, then you are this level. If you can't, then let's continue practicing reading and developing. Everyone, not memorizing. This is not memory. This is from your knowledge, not memory. Okay? That's very important. And for that, everyone, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description box to this sample answer. There it is. There is the sample answer. Okay, everyone. So you can practice reading and repeating. Okay, and then speaking yourself. Speaking by yourself. Very good practice. Very good as well. In that link, you will find some really great vocabulary building. These words over here, you can study this word list, and then you can try to find a word. Sometimes the staff like to have a on their breaks. They like to have what? A lunchroom? A magazine? A nap? Oh, a nap! That sounds good. So then you can write it in here. See? Sometimes the staff like to have a nap on their breaks. Period. Okay, this is very good practice for reading and writing and practicing vocabulary. Very, very great exercise for lower levels. And then you can check if you got it correct. Did you get it correct? Oh, yes, we did. There you go. You see, we got one correct, 10%. But we need 70%. So, very good practice for you, everyone. Great. And also, we have over here some grammar building. Okay. Okay, we're learning about the present continuous over here. Very good exercise. You can study this sheet, grammar sheet, and you can read it. And then you can do some practice exercises. Here it explains to you what you need to do. She's eating an apple or she's eating an apple. So we need to write one. So number 2, he for a bus over here, waiting. So he's waiting for a bus. You see? And we write them in. Very good practice for writing and practicing grammar. See here, only got 5%, but we need 70%. Very good practice. Okay, everyone? So I will leave that link in the description box for you to practice those exercises, okay, and this question. As well, let's not forget about the CELPIP library. The CELPIP library has over 50 examples of speaking part 3, which will be great for you lower levels to improve your speaking part 3. If you practice all these, you'll get 6, no problem. Okay, and look at this, because you watched all the video, with discount code CELPIP 79, discount code CELPIP 79, you can get a 3-month subscription to the CELPIP library for $10.99 Canadian. Wow, it's $10. It's very, very cheap, everyone. Of course, that's to all the listening parts, all the reading parts, to writing parts, and all of the speaking parts. Over 50 exams. Okay? That's a great, great special, and I strongly recommend it. Let's not forget, everyone, practice makes perfect.